Hello everyone, welcome to the Code. And in this part, I'm going to teach you that how you can integrate the Nginx with your existing Docker Swarm deployment. So till now, we are successfully able to create the Docker Swarm file, which is deploying our application with all the features which are required for us. But currently, we need to deploy this Nginx too, because there are multiple features which this Nginx provide us, and it will help us to understand the deployment cycle too. So let's see what we are going to learn in this part. So first of all, I'm going to give you a very basic summary of Nginx, like what are the things this Nginx do. If you know, then you can skip it. Then we are going to create the Nginx configuration. After creating the Nginx configuration for our application, and it will be really easy. There's not much part of it. We are just going to integrate the Nginx with our Docker Swarm. So first of all, we need to create one configuration, and then also we need to define this Nginx, the service, into our Docker Swarm. So everything will work in a single sync. Okay, so everything will work in a single sync with this Nginx with Docker Swarm, and then we are going to run and test the deployment. Okay, so it is a complete plan. Let's go for the Nginx in summary. So in Nginx summary, let's say it is your cluster. This cluster have multiple nodes. Uh, you have created one node and then you have scaled it. Right now, currently you have three nodes and all the three nodes are running the application. And then you have this Nginx block in your cluster. This Nginx is either running on a server or as a service through container. It can be in a both way, like it completely depends on your project structure. For us, we will assume it like a Docker container. Okay, so we have the Nginx, we have the application which are running on the servers. The servers are nothing but the worker nodes. Okay, so here is the client or the user who will use the browser or the mobile application to send the HTTPS request to your Nginx. But the application which we designed till now is only running with the HTTP, because when we did the local development, we didn't create any utility which will decrypt the TLS or SSL. Sorry, we didn't create any utility which will handle the TLS or SSL communication from the outer world. All we did was like we created one application and we opened it into our browser with the HTTP localhost, and everything is just we focused on functionality. But if I want this application to be running on a server on in a real world at in the internet, then this HTTPS is required. But something is required too which will decipher this HTTPS to HTTP, because my application is designed for the HTTP only. So this Nginx will come as a hero and it will resolve this thing. So what it will do the TLS SSL termination. It will take the HTTPS request and then it will convert this HTTPS request into HTTP, and then it will send the HTTP request to all of the servers where my applications is running. Okay, so it is a very big task, because otherwise you have to create one utility, one wrapper for all the request response for your application so that it can handle the HTTPS. But that is a very time consuming process, and we don't want our resources to be busy in a work which is not giving much weightage to my application. Okay, so it is the first thing. Second thing is load balancer. As we discussed earlier, it will have the complete knowledge about like which server will have the less load, and it will send the traffic to that particular server. Okay, it is the second thing. Routing and rules. So this Nginx is nothing. It is just a configuration file. This configuration file will take the instructions, and these instructions can be called as rules. So how these rules will be defined? These rules will have some meaning. The syntax will not be like this, but uh, they will have the interpretation like this. So I will tell you like the how to write the routing rules there, but this is the rules. If facebook.com is called by someone, then send it back to the Facebook UI service colon 5000. It means my application is running with some service, as we have like in the Docker Swarm, we are running all the things as a service. So my application is running with the name of backend service. So just think of it this Facebook UI service as a backend service, and backend service colon 5000 slash home. So if I want to access any feature, I need to provide my service name. But in the real world, in the internet, you don't provide any service name or you don't provide any kind of port. So it map that whatever the traffic is coming with the name of facebook.com will be go into that service and I will take care of it. Okay, so it is the Nginx. Again, the facebook.com is called by someone, then send it to server IP this and this. Let's say you are not using Docker Swarm. So might be possible that you are just directly running the the fast API reload on some server and you have that server's IP. So you can integrate that IP also with the Nginx. That's the whole point. All you want to do is you want to provide some name to your application, and for that Nginx will do all the work for you. Okay, so it is the third thing. Very good. And event driven and async. This async means like it can handle multiple of request asynchronously. It will not wait for any request response cycle to complete it. It will create a map. It will send the request directly to your server, and it will have the record like, okay, this request was created by this user, and from this IP, I got this request, and this request is went to this server, this working server, where it is processing it. When this server will send me back that response, I will reroute that response to my client. So this Nginx is really good. If you are going to see something for the Nginx, it is used in all the deployments, in all the major applications. So it is good to learn Nginx. I'm already working on a series with the Nginx. If you want to learn more about it, then you can follow it. It is just a summary. Okay. So also this Nginx is also called as ingress controller. So ingress controller means all the things which is coming to your application, the complete face of your application will be handled by the Nginx. The incoming request, the outgoing request will go from here. So we understood about the Nginx summary. Now let's check what we are going to do next. Okay, so we are going to create the Nginx configuration file. So for that, what I will do, I will come here. Okay, so this is the directory where we have all the code which we have created till now. So what I will do, I will create one directory here, Nginx. Okay, after creating the Nginx, I will go inside it, cd Nginx, and inside the Nginx, let me create one nginx.conf. Conf. Okay, nf. Fine. Oh, sorry, not cd. It should be vi. Let me do the vi nginx/nginx conf. Okay, fine. So I have already one file. What I will do, I will just simply copy it here. Okay. So if we remember okay, I will tell you all the things. Fine, one by one. So this event block is empty. What this events is, these events are nothing but the way, but the quantity or the way this Nginx should react to the incoming request. It might be possible that you are going to limit some request to a worker. So you can provide that information to in the events section so that it will limit the worker with the incoming request count. So let's say if you have set 1024 requests per worker, that thing you can do in the events. Coming to the HTTP block, it is the block which will handle all the HTTP related activity, like all the web application related activity. What is this app upstream? Upstream is something like we are creating a Nginx object for our backend service for our web application. My web application through Docker Swarm, this web application will be created as a backend service, and this backend service is exposing the 8000 port. This particular thing I want to access without any port. So next time when I'm going to this web browser, I don't want to use this 8000 port. Currently, we are not integrating any domain name, any DNS name. That thing will also come. Uh, if you want to know, then definitely I will create a video for it, because for that we need to create the certificates. We need to store those certificates as well. But currently we are just going for a simple setup. So it is the backend and 8000. This backend was the service name of my web application, and this fast API backend is the object name for the Nginx to refer this backend colon 8000. Okay, so now what this server thing is doing here, this server listen 80. It means 80 port is for the HTTP, 443 port is for the HTTPS. Currently, we don't have any kind of SSL ports, sorry, SSL certificates, so we are going to use the 80. So if someone will use HTTP slash slash and my domain name, then it will go through the Nginx to port number 80 by default, and from 80 port, it will redirect to the this fast API backend, which is written here. That is why it is written as HTTP. So the proxy pass HTTP, then fast API backend. So this fast API backend is referring to this backend colon 8000. It is just creating a proxy, nothing else. So in the backend, what is happening is when user is hitting the let's say local host with the HTTP, that local host is calling the local host colon 80, and then local host colon 80 is calling the local host colon 8000. So this is it. This is Nginx is doing. This Nginx is just rerouting it. They don't want you to expose the port, because if you're exposing the port at the outer world, any hacker can go inside that port and then do the stuff which you don't want. Okay, so it is this, and this set header, all these values will come from the request when user is going to create a request. So you don't have to enter anything here in the host, into remote address, into proxy add, and the scheme is nothing, just the HTTP or HTTPS. Host is nothing, just the IP of where this request is coming. This sorry, this host is something like the local host where my application is running. After some time, when if I'm going to introduce the DNS or domain name, that domain name will come inside the host, and Nginx will do all the things by itself. So we don't have to write everything here. Coming to this real IP and this forwarded for real IP, this remote address is like the from the IP address of that machine where which is asking for some, like, which is sending some request to my server. This proxy address X is something, it will combine all the addresses before reaching it to the backend server. It means if there is any IP allocated to your Nginx container, or if you are running some Nginx on a server, then definitely there is some IP of that Nginx too. So it will combine that IP and the IP of that remote address and then send it to the uh, server where this my application is hosted. Then this forwarded scheme is nothing, just the HTTP or HTTPS. So it is it is the complete file. And okay, so let me save it. Okay, not like this. Okay, so my file is created, and now what I need to do is I need to add this Nginx into my uh, Docker Swarm file. So let me do the ls, and what I will do, I will do the vi and in the compose prod swarm.yaml. Okay, let me check just one thing. Uh, Docker secret ls. Do I have all the secrets? Docker secrets. Docker secret ls. Okay, I have all the secrets which we've created earlier. So we can go and directly edit the compose prod.swarm.yaml. Okay, so I will update it. Let me just maximize the screen. Okay, so it is the file which we created earlier. Now we need to add one service for the Nginx as well. Okay, so what I will do, I will come here and I will add one service Nginx, and inside the Nginx I need to provide the image. Okay, so image you should use the Nginx. Let's say I will use the 1.25 hyphen alpine. Alpine is the minimal image which you can find on the repository. Okay, then do the ports. As we are running on the HTTP only, we will see if we want to use it in HTTPS or not. Please let me know in the comments, because sometimes I don't know like whether you want these informations or not. Okay, so it is the ports, and it is like this 80 colon 80. Fine, 80 colon 80. Okay, so we have defined the ports as well. Let's provide the volume. Okay, volumes, and that will be okay dot nginx, the folder which we have created, then nginx dot conf. It is the file which we have created, and we want this file to be placed at etc nginx uh, nginx dot conf. Conf. Okay. Fine. Okay. Arrow. Okay. So we have defined the volume as well, like which file should be picked and where it should be placed. Okay. Let me just add the networks also. Okay. Network, I can just copy it from here. It should be in a same network if we are using with the Docker Swarm. Okay. I have provided the networks, and then I will use the deploy. Where is the deploy? Deploy. Do I have deploy anywhere? Okay. Deploy. Let me just copy this deploy to, and I will copy the same thing here. Okay, it is my deploy. Okay, so deploy I have this restart policy, but also I will have the replicas colon one. So these replicas you can provide from the Docker Swarm as well if you have any desired state. I just need only one Nginx for myself, so I am using the replicas as one. So condition I have provided as on failure. Everything else will be same, nothing will be changed. Uh, the service as a backend I have already updated in the nginx.conf file, and that nginx.conf file will be sorry, it's not Kong, it's conf. Okay, it will be copied into the when this nginx container will execute, it will copy this nginx conf file to that nginx.conf place, and then it will run the nginx for me. So what I will do, I will just close it, and let me check if there is anything running. Docker ps, nothing is running. Docker stack ps, let me check. Okay, Docker stack ps, there is nothing. I hope it should execute without any issue. Okay, let's just wait for a few minutes, and I guess it will be completed. Okay, so all the services are deployed, and it created one service for the Nginx as well. Okay, let's check if there is anything. Uh, okay, so okay, what I will do, I will just come here and I will type this. Okay, with the 8000, it is able to access. Let me check if the Nginx is deployed or not. Oh, it is deployed. I guess the server was not running. Uh, it might be said it might be waiting for the logs, but this Nginx is working with my Docker Swarm deployment. Currently, if I see, I don't have to provide the port here. So the next time, if we are going to work something on the Nginx, then definitely I will add some domain name here so that we don't have to write the IP all the time. All we need to do is just to use the name like we are using the facebook.com and google.com. So this is the concept of the Nginx. Like it will take the request, it will read out it, it will create a proxy for it, and it is so good when it comes to load balancing. Currently we don't have much load, so I'm not able to show you, but definitely uh, I have one project in my mind where I can show you like this how it will happen, and definitely I will show you by creating a project with that. So that's it for this video, uh, and I will update the same file into my Git repository. You can clone it, you can use it, and if it is anywhere good for you, then please like it, share it, subscribe it. And thanks for watching.